Today let's break down the components of handstand to tuck planche. So what are the different parts of that core movement? Now obviously we need to have a handstand of some sort. Ideally it would be freestanding. Now that handstand should ideally be strong where I can open and close the shoulders, which is really, really important for that last part when we go into that tuck planche. We need to be able to move around shape-wise. Now obviously straddle and things like that is useful, but the tuck is the main component here because that's going to be part of the pathway to that tuck planche. Now these could be against the wall, but ideally they would be freestanding. And then obviously we need to have some sort of planche. Now the tuck planche is what we're aiming for as a minimum. And let's look at those again, but now doing the full movement. So we've got the freestanding handstand, we have the tuck position, we close the shoulder, we bring the knees towards the chest, we protract into that tuck planche position. So we need to assess that pathway and see how slow we can come down. Even if we don't catch the tuck planche at the bottom, we can use our toes as like a bounce or suspension. So I'm in that position, woo. I'm going to bring the knees towards the chest, go into my tuck, I'm going to round my back, I'm going to come down slowly, and then if I need to, I can land on my toes. So if we video ourselves from the side, we can see how slow we can go through that movement. If we struggle with it, if we drop through the pathway, we need to fill the gaps. And probably the easiest way to fill the gaps is using the wall. So we can now slow all those components down. Now I've externally rotated the hands, so I've turned them around so it's not so hard on the wrists when I take the shoulders towards the wall. I can practice my freestanding handstand here, so I can push with my fingers, reach up towards the ceiling or towards the sky, make the body one segment, hold there, go back again if I need to. I can isolate that shoulder movement, so the shoulder leans, I can go to the wall with the shoulders, back off again. Now make sure with this one we're not collapsing in any way and we're staying strong. I can practice the coming down to that tuck position, either freestanding like that, if I need assistance with that tuck position, and now I come down taking the hips back towards the wall, light touch, and then I can put them all together, little freestanding hold, back to the wall if I need to, back against the wall, come down to my tuck position, push the low back, mid back, upper back into the wall, as slow as I can there. Now obviously that's not allowing me to go into the tuck planche because I can't take my shoulders forwards, but it slows everything down as much as possible. Now one of the things that can happen here is if we're coming down and we're trying to get into a tight tuck position and we don't have the mobility or the conditioning to hold a tight tuck, it's going to spit us out forwards or backwards and we're going to fall in that direction. So taking the legs out a little bit wider into more of a frog position, so a bit more like this, can make it a bit easier to come down slowly there and round, articulate the spine through that movement. And then to practice that bottom section when we actually go into the tuck planche, we can play around with entering the tuck planche in lots of different variations or lots of different ways. So I can step into it like this. I can come up and down like that. So basically jumping into the position, stepping into the position, even raising up from this bottom position like this, and coming back down again. So a bit tuck planche pressy, and that will increase your balance window, your room for error as you come up and down out of the movement. Then it's just a case of either doing the full freestanding versions like I was showing outside, doing a version that gives you a little bit of assistance with the balance, coming down there, use toe assist at the bottom if you need to, or doing the more supported wall version to come down there, step away from the wall, into your tuck planche, until you can slow it right down into the freestanding version. So let me know if you have any questions on this one. Let me know where you are on your journey to the handstand to tuck planche. I'll speak to you soon. Thanks guys.